right, here we go. Game number 2. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. We got Double Dimension versus PENTA Sports. And right now, Double Dimension is up 1 game to nothing. So again, this is the loser finals, the winner facing the final tribe. Later on today in a best-of-5 grand finals to see who moves on to the GESC Indonesia minor event, that is. I'm Breaky CPK, joined by Trent. Trent, entertaining first game there. We'll see what happens game 2 now.
Fortunately, you can only win 1 game. No matter how much you destroy someone, you can't win the entire series just off a single effort. I'm sure Penta are very glad about that right now. Oh, we got the strats coming out. All right. So I was casting. This was exactly how LGD and VGJ Thunder were going. I was going back over the replays, and it was really funny because both teams got into this exact niche where, well, mind you, Lycan was always banned out in this situation, though, because I think Lycan's pretty good against Omni Razor. So we'll see if DD go for it. But the whole idea is that if you first pick Razor, your enemy doesn't want to pick Omni, right? And so then those 2 picks happen, and then you can pick the Omni, and you get Omni Razor. The other option, if you want to, for DD, is that they pick the Rubik, which then just says, okay, you guys can pick Omni if you want, but we have the support counter. And then they go the Omni and the Razor together, so DD can't counter it. And then, so instead of Lycan, they go Terrorblade. I think that's the same idea, though. It's just try and punish the early game of the Omni Knight, where like he's not super strong in terms of actual like 5-man Dota strategies. So, yeah, if there's not more nerfs to Omni, I think this is probably going to happen. I thought Omni might get by without nerfs, but maybe it is too much.
I guess it's where do you nerf the hero though, right? It's one of those like everything's
got to be his laning
good.
Stage.
Is it just the early laning stage?
I think I would change maybe some of the scaling or something. I don't know. I like having the hero back, but maybe you got to change like degen aura perhaps a little bit. Although it just got nerfed, right? The range was reduced. Yeah. And then purification also had the cast range reduced.
So yeah, they have been toning him down a little bit, but yeah, I think it's a general consensus. Maybe wouldn't mind seeing a little bit more.
Radiant team ban.
All right, well, we are starting to fly through this draft, though.
Yeah. So we lose the... oh, they actually banned the Batrider and the Queen themselves from Penta. Okay.
Yeah. We got Disruptor taken away from Double Dimension. And their final man. You also see the Leshrac ban in there initially, and that's an Armin specialty. As he's shown a couple times.
Now, hear me out here. What about the Weehaw Skywrath Mage? All right, maybe Zeus. I don't know. I feel like Weehaw's gonna play some Skywrath Zeus hero or something here. That feels like a Weehaw. Oh, they left the Tinker in. Okay, we could also just play Tinker.
Ugh.
That's probably the big concern if you're DD right now, right? But they have a lot of options left. Clockwork's still in the pool. Nyx Assassin's still in the pool. Storm Spirit's obviously still in and pretty available for DD too. We could also go the other way and go for like maybe a Storm Spirit kind of hero for Penta, try and abuse that repel a little bit there. Maybe let we all have a good game, but those are the kind of heroes that are like kind of floating in the air right now around the drafters, and they're just looking to grab one of them and be like, okay, where do we want to go with this game here? Are we playing Tinker? Are we playing Storm? For now, I guess Penta can just bail out with a 5.
I was going to say, probably get a support option at the very least. In fact, they're going to go Tusk, so they're going to go to 4 even with this spot here. Yeah, probably going to save that core for the last pick.
Yeah. A little bit of a deny pick too, I think, just in terms of like if the Razor ends up being mid, it's kind of nice to have someone like Tusk who might be able to actually give you a chance at killing him by blocking him off on the ramp or something.
5 seconds remaining.
Solid hero, works well with the Omni Knight.
So now Double Dimension. They need their position 4 still.
Puck.
Ooh.
Very good puck game already.
Gonna go Puck instead.
Can't be ganked by Tusk. Can go mid or off lane. Can't like have an advantageous lane against Omni, but also can just kind of hang with the Omni Knight. So there is the chance that maybe you do like
10 seconds
some
remaining.
Certain laning matchups depending with the puck. But with your TB, that's probably unlikely. He'll probably just end up the safe lane top.
Silence always good to have against an Omni Knight. Get in there with the Waning Rift.
Definitely.
Dream Quill's of course strong. So yeah, definitely a very solid puck game as you're getting at. But I mean, Penta has to pick a 5 here, right? Like there's no way they're final picking a 5.
No, yeah, it should be that. Unless they really want Tinker, they would have to pick it here, I think, or else it'll get banned. So, in that case, I don't know if it's worth. There's already the puck. Rubik, in a sense, is kind of good against Tinker. Like at least he's a support that can itemize into dealing with Tinker in ways. So yeah, that's probably why they're debating. I mean, usually, you wouldn't debate this long on a position 5, so they're just kind of thinking like, what are we gonna do here? Do we want the Storm? Do we want the Tinker?
Or do we just settle with support in the end?
Yeah, do we just take the Shaman here and try and wait for later? I feel like Shaman's okay. Lion's also kind of good here too. Been seeing him a bit more.
Get that slow, man.
I tried playing it. I can't say I felt the impact. I was like, is this really a thing? I don't know.
That was kind of one of those quirky changes. Like, okay, cool, I guess.
I don't know. Trying to entice people to level it early. They take the Shaman. So, well, I mean, one of those two heroes, right? You got the Hex. They take the Chen again. Ugh.
Snap pick reaction, man. They were ready. So
they do not have good heroes against Chen.
No.
Then, do you ban Tinker or do you ban Gyro?
10 seconds remaining.
As DD, I mean, as in like, I
Doctor.
feel like Gyro or Tinker are both kind of okay for
5
Penta.
seconds remaining.
Okay.
I think I'd ban Gyro.
Yeah, Gyro is kind of. I assume you're saying that mainly because of the Chen, if anything, to help just destroy that army.
And against the TV, it's just kind of decent.
Radiant team banned.
So they banned the Tinker themselves.
Well,
Okay,
Penta
fair
bans
enough.
Tinker, yeah. Tinker on
Tinker
double
TV
dimension
combo.
Yeah, that would have been really greedy.
We've seen a couple teams do it though, because you can kind of deny out the counter to Terrorblade, which has fallen off a little bit. We don't always have like insta pick Tinker into
10
TB, but for a
seconds
while,
remaining.
when TB was first being picked more, everyone was just picking Tinker right away,
5
and they're like, okay,
seconds
this is the
remaining.
counter. It works every time. So some teams you would end up with this Terrorblade and Tinker on the same team to deny that, and they have
Radiant
pretty good
team
synergy,
pick.
right? Because you have this this guy who holds your high ground and the Tinker and holds your outer towers pretty well once he gets some items, and you have Terrorblade who can just like split push across the other side of the map and abuse the hell out of any space that Tinker can make for you. So we will lose the Storm Spirit still. We've lost both of those kind of more fun options for Penta.
10 seconds
Well, I don't know if you can call
remaining.
Tinker fun, but at least he's kind of interesting to watch in
5
that
seconds
kind of
remaining.
sense of awe of just like, damn, these guys are good at
Yeah.
these heroes.
No, I was having that discussion the other day where I'm impressed by Tinker players, like top tier Tinker players, but at the same time, I also don't like seeing them spam March in their base to keep the other team from pushing. That's not fun. So
Yeah.
it's kind of a give and take.
OD's also still in, actually. OD seems kind of good for DD here. Sniper, I don't think they have enough front line to make Sniper feel really good, though. But yeah, I kind of like OD. Then again, you're picking OD into Razor, which I guess traditionally isn't very fun.
That, and then what about the scare of Penta then going Sniper themselves? If you go OD.
That's true.
So maybe a little bit of a deterrent. But yeah, he has to be one of the higher value mids, no doubt, that they're thinking about. Because what else
This
is
was China. They just picked Death
Dire
Prophet.
team pick.
DP's still there, you're right.
Oh,
Tiny.
the Rockman.
Penta's confident. They're going to take OD. Okay.
That definitely makes sense, obviously. Like, he was the last big Omni, buddy that was left with the Storm being banned out. He's decent against Terrorblade. In some ways. In other ways, if you get too close in that fight, if you don't get off those perfect attacks and get stunned once, Terrorblade's just going to, like, sunder you and you just die. So it kind of goes both ways.
So it's going to be Excalibur on the puck, and Mag will be playing Tiny here. It's more the off-lane Tiny instead. Yeah, I guess we were just almost assuming it was going to be an off-lane puck, but that's, again, the thing with puck, where you can be very versatile when it comes to where you run him. So they're deciding.
I'd say this looks like a very fun Tiny game.
That's what I was
when
thinking.
I play Tiny, I like blowing people up. That's the exciting part of playing Tiny. Is like I see one core that I just want to explode instantaneously with my combo, removing them from the engagement. Doesn't have that, really. He has a lot of AoE damage to obviously help out with the puck, so like he's kind of that follow-up to the Dream Coil, I guess. But overall, it's certainly not the Tiny game where I'm just like, oh, this is so good right now. Like his status resistance doesn't even have that much value this game.
Shadow Shaman's really it, yeah.
This is kind of a, I guess, what other hero, though, fulfills that role right now? Like, Nyx Assassin has kind of fallen off in terms of the core role. He's much more of the support, so you don't really have this, like, Shadowblade Beastmaster. So, like, in terms of someone who's going to be scouting and ganking and trying to set up these fights, we don't really have, Legion Commander has fallen off as well. She would fit that same role, so people just feel more comfortable playing
Prepare
Tiny
for
at the current
battle.
moment.
I guess like Dragon Knight is maybe the only other one that come to mind.
Yeah.
Then because we've been seeing more of him, but yeah. So fair point. So they settle with Tiny. Yeah, one of those. Maybe not overly excited about it, but it's good enough. Good enough here. Ooh, Broodmother could have been fun too. I'd like to see Brood.
Oh yeah, that used to be the old J4/Power Rangers classic for Cheshire Cat.
I want to say
Back
Mag's
in the day.
Mag's known for playing Broodmother actually quite a bit as well. Yeah.
Did you see that?
No. What happened?
He's standing on the high ground up here, and Milan walks up, places the ward down. So Weehaw just walks over and drops his own ward on the ground next to it, just like, yeah, I know, your ward is right here.
He's like, it was
So
about
then Rubik
right
comes back and
here.
starts taunting
30
next to him. It's
seconds
just like,
to battle.
Do they have a
they're
sentry
having a
on
good
them?
time.
I don't think they do.
Someone will get that later, I'm sure.
Yeah, eventually get it, but now they're just gonna kind of swap things around. It seems like, yeah, they're like, all right, they saw us. Well, let's go elsewhere. Try to keep them guessing. Yeah, is Omni Knight gonna make his way to the top lane? So Omni in the top lane, as you have Terrorblade is setting up to be top, so that's why they are doing some rotations. It looks
The
like.
battle begins.
Although is Penta does Penta want to avoid the Terrorblade with the Razor?
No, I think they want to fight into him, so they're coming
Okay.
aggressive, thinking that TB will be bottom.
That's what. Okay,
And then the TB's top, because they didn't actually spot him. They only saw the Rubik.
makes sense then.
Yeah. So they're probably hoping for the Tiny to be up in the top lane, but it's very common for like this, especially on the Radiant side, to do this like dual offlane style with the supports. So big win for Double Dimension in these lane setups right now, and they start to make these rotations. So they're gonna try and level 1 kill Puck. I'm not a fan of this. This feels like such a risk. Is this even necessary in this matchup? Like,
Yeah. I mean, first blood's always nice, but yeah, it's not an easy first blood by any means.
you feel like you would.
Bizarre.
I guess Boogie needs early levels anyway, though, so you can't really do much level 1, but certainly doesn't feel like a likely kill.
You see this big army at the top lane. That's thanks to Chen,
Yeah,
sending back
been
several
doing his
times.
thing. What a hero.
That's-
And then we hit the 1 minute mark, so J4, as you'd expect, probably going to be playing around. Like, this top area feels so good to play as is Chen, right? Because he's controlling a lot of camps. He can send creeps mid. He can send creeps up to his Terrorblade. And these are the 2 lanes he wants to impact the most. Who cares about Tiny, honestly? Mag will do whatever, you know?
Just stay
It
alive.
doesn't really matter.
Try not to die
just
too
try and
much.
get some farm, maybe deny some stuff. That would be great. Look at these denies. Oh, the tree.
So good.
So excellent.
J4's up here though. Omni, he has purification. Does not have his repel yet. Gonna be lifted up. There's a level 1 purification. Not the strongest heal. Metamorphosis, auto attack. One more.
Oh,
He
dude,
gets
the
it, but the
Hadouken.
Salvus.
Here we go. The Hadouken, though.
It's
Get
not
him,
gonna
dude.
matter.
Oh, he's
Oh,
dead.
Will! That is enough damage. Yeah, I didn't think that was going to be enough, but okay, it is 160 damage. How about
Oh, I
that?
love Chen so much. What an obnoxious hero.
Wow.
Dota's so great, Breaky. Who
Dota.
doesn't love? Like, how can't you just not love Dota? Oh, you
no.
want to come back?
Remember us? Yeah, no, he's dead again. The
I
metamorphosis
have
is still
another
up.
purple man.
He's probably thinking, okay, well, the Cedar at least died. I'm coming back up here. Oh, wait a second. There's another one.
But
Dire's
they
top
didn't
tower
properly
is
predict
under
where the
attack.
Chen was going to go, and so they didn't block the camps. Like, it's so common to block this camp if you think Chen's going to be playing around top.
True.
But they've already stacked the camp. They took the Satyr, and now there's also going to be a Centaur there. Oh my god, this top is just so over. There's nothing
Dire's
worse
top
than giving
tower is
Terrorblade the
under
tower at like
attack.
3 minutes. But some games it just happens, you know? You don't get that lane set up quite right. DNZ hasn't done anything yet on the Tusk, which
No.
feels awful as well. You pick this hero to like dumpster mid, just keep blocking off ramps with shards, but he can't because there's a puck.
Yeah.
Dire's top
That's
tower
a
is under
that's a
attack.
pre
Has
3
fallen.
minute tower kill. Not even 3 minutes. That's pretty insane. And Terrorblade, that net worth that you see, he's already jumped up there. I mean, Boogie, okay, without metamorphosis, yeah, he's not as scared, but still, he's taking
And this
more
is why you
harassment.
see that Terrorblade versus the Omni. Like Lycan or Terrorblade, they can both do this exact same thing. Where like if you beat this guy early, his structure is just gone.
Yeah.
It's over.
So Penta, like, it's not. This is just a matchup. I mean, can they be doing anything to react to this further, or they just have to accept this?
Well, it feels like they missed a window where there certainly was a chance to try and fight it.
Okay.
And then now that that window's gone, like your tower is over. Like what more do you have to fight for up here? At least they finally get a kill with Tusk. It's pretty big.
Yeah. They need to well, Boogie top lane.
Boogie.
That's a Centaur stomp. And there's no chance. You know, I was going to say, does he get repel at level 3? He actually didn't. He got level 2 purification instead. Repel would be pretty good up here. Try to save him, so a little bit greedy.
They
maybe.
also did not address this Chen in the slightest.
No.
Like, they did not pick a hero that can deal with Chen creeps.
They did not block anything, as you're mentioning, or they called it an unfortunate Boogie again. I mean, he just TP'd here. Okay, he is fine, but Tier 2 tower already even taking damage at this early on. So, well, Penta, I guess the thing that they need to really now is OD and Razor need to have a very good laning phase, and right now CS-wise they are. So this game still has plenty of life left in it, but Penta needs those to come
Fair
through.
point.
That's what matters. As we mentioned, Mag died earlier. So Razor getting a kill at least. Look at that Chenar just running after. Oh, no, that was a reflection, actually. I saw the minimap. Dityara, though, spamming reflection.
Oh, he's got the purge creep.
Oh, yeah, he does. He's
Sad life, dude.
Tuska's here. He's actually going to snowball in. In fact, Armin's here as well. Milan lifts up the Omni Knight, though. Or DNZ, that is. DNZ trying to finish off Chen. It's not enough damage, though. Another Metamorphosis. Thus, more damage.
Man, I just want to see J4 get a helm. Like, give this man a speedy purge creep or something. Get some move speed going. I want to see what work he can do with this. Screw the medallion. This guy is owning with the micro. I got 3 heroes top, and look at these levels. So it's like level 2 ice shards, level 2 snowball. Like, you can't even clear the wave very well. Level 3 Omni. DNZ's a higher level than Boogie.
Oh no, he's going to be lifted into the creep wave. The shard's trying to help him out. Snowball as well.
Nice save.
We'll save it for now. And oh, Razor's here. This is a chance for turn. J4 goes down. Milan, he is also going to get locked down to kill. Dityara at least able to TP away. You know, he might have wanted to shackle the Terrorblade. I'm sure he's regretting there. Not shackling the Terrorblade, but...
Yeah, probably thought they had the damage. Huge, though. That's massive. A little bit of a punish, right? You are playing very deep near 2 TP points as well as a shrine, so even if like you like survive that somehow, it's unlikely you can chase down anyone because they're just going to back and heal themselves there. And that was with the meta down, right? Yeah. So maybe just sticking around a bit too long.
Middle lane, Excalibur. Gonna take some good damage from OD, and Tusk rolling in. Excalibur, nice phase shift initially, but it'll only stop so much damage, so good play coming out from Wii and more so from DNZ.
Alright, this is huge. They need a lot of momentum to be gained back here. And where's Omni going? So he's gone bottom to kind of absorb these waves coming in. Probably a bit of a safer place for him to be farming too, honestly.
Oh, yeah.
Like, Razor will be relatively okay up there, but these are the levels that he desperately needs. And level 3 toss on Mag. So he is going more of that kind of like ganking style build, but he'll probably level the toss and the avalanche first.
Okay. Yeah, figuring that's obviously not the best start anyways. That's just far middle lane OD. He has imprisonment, but the damage was just way too quick. That penitence level 2, that's 24% bonus damage on top of an alpha wolf nearby, so only a right click. And now Boogie's like, I just got away from you, are you kidding me? Sees Terrorblade coming in. He's holding 2 points actually.
I'm surprised they didn't go for a kill
Radiant's
there.
top tower
But
is
they
under
might find
attack.
it now.
Metamorphosis.
Oh, that's a lot of
8
heroes.
seconds, that is.
Oh, hello, Courier.
Oh no, the Courier. You're right if they kill that. No, it manages to get away. Boogie, though. He does level up Repel. Gets it off right here. There's plenty of physical damage, though.
Get that in, Weehaw.
Gets it off.
They might have something here.
Response is real.
Weehaw's getting a lot of in.
That is. The hammer comes down. Down goes Dityara. And they're going to lose Rubik as well. So, you know what, Boogie? He kind of has the last laugh right there. In fact, Mag is also going to fall with the tower. So just like that, Penta Sports, they now start to pick up a lead here.
They're completely reading exactly what DD want to do. They're like, okay, DD are trying to roll really hard with this heavy momentum. They just want to like TB enchant and take our outer towers. Everyone needs to have your TP ready. Like, have some mana left. Don't go spamming everything on every single wave. You have to be ready to come down bot and fight because they're going to do this. And that was with this really aggressive vision that they had on the Radiant, right? Like, that looks amazing. Full perfect wraparound. They have Omni stuck in the trees. Everyone's pincering in. And then they still lose that engagement. Very nicely played by Penta. This looks completely different from game 1.
Yeah, it's not often you see a full team rotating this early on in the game, but again, with how the game is playing out, it Absolutely. Oh, that was a misplay from Excalibur. He's forced to use the Drain Coil. He did not get over the ledge with his orb, and he actually will survive in the end. But yeah, that was a panic move.
Yeah, playing a bit aggressive for only level 1 phase shift. So as you said, have to orb really early, shorts it, gets stuck.
Very dicey. And yeah, that stalls the aggression out even further.
Yeah.
Can't really go hunting without the coil.
Terrorblade, always curious to see what he builds, especially nowadays. He's going to go the drums early on. Keep the tempo going.
Drums probably into the Lance. Try and keep his distance away from the OD and the Razor, I would guess. And then the Hurricane Pike obviously up against Tusk is always very good.
The army of J4, they're thinking about bottom. Instead, they're heading towards middle. They ping out the middle tower. They want to kill that.
Stat-heavy build from OD as well, who's being almost gone on. Makes him really tanky. You go for the Bracer, you get the double nulls early on. He has the fully completed drum, too. So he is very tanky.
Very nice, yeah. Obviously, he's up there with top farm. Terrorblade does slightly take over.
Vision.
True. Behind the tier 1 tower, but it's not going to be enough to stop them from initiating. They go in, Milan. He's going to be the sacrificial lamb, and he'll fall. The send-backs on the creeps of Chen. Wants to make sure to keep those. But now they're going to push middle tower, most likely. Eye of the Storm is active from Oliver.
They have the hammer. Sanity's back in 15 as well.
Oh, Dream Coil, that
misses.
Oh, no. And that was just for a Tusk as well. So that really hurts. And whiffs that, and DNZ just kind of walks away. Yeah, Excalibur, it's been a pretty tough early game for him.
Dude, how did DNZ get a higher level than J4 compared to how this game started? That's unreal.
That bottom fight must have really gave them a lot, I think. And actually, Chen is going to go down there as well. Yeah, he's level 7 now, you're right.
He just rolls on him, destroys him.
Both supports on the other side still don't have their ultimates, Rubik or Chen.
Oh, and that's right. We didn't even talk about the Shaman, though, but, like, in terms of this whole, like, rat and everything, very important to be watching those snakes. They're going to bring them mid.
There you go. Is that your ward impression?
That's what they sound like, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm starting my own sound pack soon, so it'll be very good. Me and Slacks are going to collaborate, you know, really try and get all of them down. It'll be like the museum video part 2.
I'll be the first buyer of it. Puck, middle lane, again, the struggle continues. Phase shift, you will survive. Despite not lasting long as Dangerous here, he doesn't have Sunder just yet on there, but he pops a Metamorphosis, and that's plenty of damage, Oliver. He'll go down. Shackles are up, though. Again, with no Sunder, out comes the hammer with the Sanity's Eclipse, and down goes the Terrorblade, but now they're going to get the turn kill at least onto Weehaw. DNZ finishes off Rubik, but it's just a bloodbath here, back and forth. And finally, Tusk will go down, and that's the end of it. That was a lot of back and forth. I want to see this recap. Yeah, wow. Actually,
I did not think it was going to be so Radiant favored.
Yep. Sure
1100 swing. Look at that damage from Rubik. 1,000 damage throughout that engagement. 2 Fade Bolts out. He must have hit a lot of targets.
He did quite a bit there, and he is level 6 now because of that fight as well. So thankfully, he has Spell Steal for their side.
So what's great this game for him then? The Underlord probably one of the best targets in the game. Feels very good.
Wait, Underlord?
Sorry. The Outworld Devourer.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, I was Abyssal, you know, I was getting all my old names mixed up here. Mr. OD. So, nice little grab there.
Rasta Wards.
Steal the Astral.
Rasta Ward's pretty good too, but
yep.
It's a matter of can you actually catch Rasta without using another ability after. So.
And then your big counter in the Purification.
Yes. Of course, there's Omni.
Man, they catch Puck again without Orb.
Yeah. I felt like they were doing this last game, too. They were really training Excalibur a lot against with Shadow Fiend last game. But, again, he was Shadow Fiend, though. As we mentioned and as we saw, that hero can recover very well. Puck, not like a Shadow Fiend necessarily.
Yeah, especially if you don't have the Veil finished. You can't farm the waves quite as fast. A lot slower. But that kind of shows, like, DNZ, like, when he's sitting mid like that, and I'm saying things like, oh, dude, like, what's going on? Like, you're waiting for so long, and the gank doesn't happen. Like, this is the flip side of that, where, like, when he does Orb aggressively, and the Puck's just dead. Like, if he does not have Orb, Tusk can destroy him. It was just well played by Excalibur earlier on in terms of, like, always ensuring that he knew where the Tusk was, and if he didn't know where Tusk was, he wasn't going to use that Orb for farming. Oh, the snake's right into the grab on Terrorblade.
Sunder, nope, couldn't even use it in time. Way too much damage, and now actually Mag is going to fall trying to help his teammate. Double kill for Armin. They also block in J4. Oliver's going to run after him. He has 26 stolen damage, not the most. But J4 looks like he's a little too far. They want to chase. They pop the drums, at least kill the minions. The Shard's just out of range. The damage, though. Plasma field hits, and Oliver, one more auto attack. The Snowball will finish the job. Oliver is going to TP away. No, the lift hits him, though. The Purification that was stolen takes him out.
Top lane, Excalibur is going to try and kill Armin.
But DNZ's here. He doesn't know that. DNZ rolling in. There's the Hex. The nice phase shift gets the final auto attack, but at what cost now? Walrus Punch up in 2 seconds. Snowball's in. Walrus Punch. No, couldn't get it off right there.
Radiant's middle
he's
tower
earned, though.
is under
Yep.
attack.
Can he run up to him? Walrus, he wants it. He doesn't even need it. Just thwacks him.
You fought with such determination.
Well, we got action, man. 27 hero kills in 14 minutes. That's always fun. Terrorblade, it's going to continue. He's running. Oh, did they really not see him there? Jeez. Yeah, I guess it is
night
nighttime.
vision is a hell of a drug. Oh, then he just shows on the wave up here. Oh, I found him, guys.
Just in case you wanted to know. Uh-oh. And then he's out of here. Spawn some illusions and leave the game. Strats.
How do I get a 3-minute tower? I'm not even top net worth. I'm out of here, man. This game's awful.
That's true, Trent. This game had a 3-minute top tier 1 tower kill by Double Dimension, and it's a 4,000 net worth lead for Penta.
I think it's like, honestly, that kill and everything at that top tower was just absolutely massive. Like, a little too deep from the, but you're trying to push that advantage. That's what you're supposed to do. The Chen was owning. J4 found invincible. He's like, guys, I have Chen, like, I have creep auras. We're fine. Keep fighting, keep pushing. But they rotate everyone up there, and it's too late. Maybe if they were making that play, if they had better vision on the shrine at that time, it could have gone better. And they almost TP'd out, right? Like, they did get the TV, but they lost the 2 other heroes. They lost control of that push. They didn't get that tower down. And then the other big one, of course, was that fight down the bottom. So it's just mostly been about the responses.
Yep, absolutely. And actually, speaking of responses, they're trying to jump Weehaw right here, but out comes Omni, one of the better heroes at responding ganks. And team fights in general. He heals up Wee, the repel, as well as the purification. The hammer comes down. Didira. He had a Sunder. He's probably waiting to time it. And before you know it, he just gets bursted down. They're turning more. Penta also going to take out Rubik. This, I mean, it's still early on in this game, but you can just feel the momentum right now. It's all for Penta, and it's going to be tough climb back for Double Dimension at this rate.
And honestly, they don't even have, like, very good initiation heroes, right? Because they have an Omni in terms of position 3 hero. They just have Tusk. Like, he's the one who can actually start fights. And when Tusk isn't there, it's all about these response plays like that, where it's, like, punishing the aggression of the Radiant side. And Double Dimension, they're trying to get back into it. And you're going to get back into this by grabbing a couple kills, getting some of these key heroes here. But if you don't convert those, it is a brutal run back with Razor, Omni, and OD.
What about this build, too, on Boogie, who, by the way, has an Aether Lens now, so obviously a great tool to have, especially when that's his role this game, is playing pure support, really.
Yeah.
Scores as middle lane. Tusk is going to jump in, but Didira gets away.
I mean, already Omni a bit, right? Like, yeah, and then, into the Aeon Disc, yeah.
That's what I was ultimately
going to
get
at. He can't be bursted down during the silence from a puck, so he's, like, guaranteed to do his spells this game, essentially.
Yeah. This is one of those heroes that, it definitely makes sense on. And like, I saw CCNC got it on Death Prophet the other day, and it
that was
actually
pretty
pretty good as well. This fight's continuing, though. Rubik, he's probably going to die because of this. Omni Knight is silenced up. Good winning. Rip Dream Cool on top of that. Weehaw may end up dying. Nope, Astral Imprisonment, pretty good ability. He stays alive for the time being. Buyback on Rubik. Probably going to get some heals, though, on Weehaw after the fact. There's the heal, but he did not get the repel off in time. And down he falls. They also take out the Rasta. And now it's the Radiant's turn to win a fight, perhaps, although Excalibur going down over here.
How did he kill Excalibur?
Yeah, that feels like that almost shouldn't happen, but just got caught in the wrong place. DNZ still not out of the woods just yet. Repel not lasting long enough, and they'll take him out. So overall, it is a very good fight for Double Dimensions, despite Puck going down again. You see more of a gold swing.
Find something like that.
That was a buyback on Rubik as well, but again, you're not overly concerned about that.
694 gold for Tiny.
This feels like one of those games where almost really both teams are they just want to clash constantly, and you know, may the best team win as far as who wins these bloodbath fights. But not much strategy involved outside of that, it feels like. Terrorblade.
Button heads over and over.
It's fun. I can't say I'm against that.
I think Roche, the next big thing. Dire side should be fairly easy to get. They're even building a medallion on RMN, so they can just snake the pit pretty much any time and take it. And Radiant side fighting into it is fairly good. They're going to have a 4-step on Mag by then. They already have the Blink Dagger. They use a scan, but it only catches RMN, so not too big of a deal.
Rasta, I mean, that's that seemed really ballsy. There was no one in the area on his team.
Yeah,
he
you
just
gotta
super
make some
shocked.
space, you know. It's like, all right, well, if I die, yeah, you guys are all top. You can take that tower.
Yeah.
We'll take a tier 2. They take a tier 1.
Invisibility.
Fair enough there, but Razor, by the way, getting the casual hooded Defiance. We see this occasionally,
Dire's bottom
and
tower is
it's
under
the
attack.
really, you know, he's going to be the front liner to an extent, so
Radiant's top
makes
tower
sense.
is
Also
under
has the
attack.
protection from Omni, although Omni's probably
Dire's
focusing more on the
structures
OD
are
than the Razor, to be fair, but
Dire's
again,
bottom
trying to keep
tower
both
is under
alive.
attack. Dire's
Yeah, at
bottom
the same
tower
time.
has fallen.
That's a bottom tier 1, though.
Radiant's top
They're going to lose
tower
top as
is
well,
under
though.
attack.
But they're going to keep trying to trade for both. They use the meta. They still have the Stolen Purification and Weehaul's
Radiant's
Invis.
middle tower is under attack.
This isn't the easiest thing to set up,
Radiant's
though.
top tower
Like,
No.
they don't
has
have the best
fallen.
AoE initiation to just let Weehaul go crazy in this engagement.
Yeah. That's going to be a tier 2 bottom tower at this rate, or maybe not. JJ Rob, well, I guess that's how you do it. You just got to charge it. The city almost gets the kill. Can he send her in time? The send back keeps him alive. So J4 does die, but he did his job. Excalibur also gets out. Mag, don't know if he's going to. He does have a blink in one.
Oh, he just gets hit.
Unfortunate, man. That's a feels bad man moment. Milan's still behind here, but is he going to cut the creep wave in TP? Nice. All right, so he gets out, but they do lose 2 in the process. But again, the send back obviously keeping Terrorblade alive at least. Who's needs to be careful mid.
They have to be careful it doesn't get like purged off by the Razor or something, but
Yeah.
hasn't been an issue so far.
Oh, that's a good point actually. Yeah, with his what is it even called?
least-
Stable current.
Yeah, I mean, he can't control it, so it's kind
True.
of like whatever. Seems unlikely, but will be pretty funny if it happened.
Going BKB on Terrorblade after the Yasha, just the casual Yasha he's sitting on. How important do you think BKB is this game for him?
I mean, the only way he dies is OD, so
Yeah.
definitely the way to go. It never feels great as Terrorblade, but I don't think
Dire's
he's a
top
choice.
tower is under attack.
With that engagement bottom, easy Roche. Kind of sucks you have to use the snakes, but Dire do have vision. Yeah, they're just going to zone out Excalibur. With the urn, yeah.
Tusk is level 14. He's up there
And
with
he
the
didn't
highest
take the
level.
40 XPM. Yeah, like there is
right, wow.
there's no % talent being used here, and he's above Boogie still.
That's crazy. I just assumed that he had that, but you're right. Wow.
Yeah, I think you know, Tusk players, they tend to die, but DNZ's angry after last game. He's been staying alive, 5, 3, and 11, picking up a couple kills. Those solo kill in the puck really is what turns it up. I mean, that's the enemy mid that you solo kills as support. That's
Yeah.
going to get you some experience.
Yeah, sure
Radiant's
is.
middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, I'm actually a huge fan. I thought the 40 XP
Radiant's middle tower
talent was
has
really good,
fallen.
but I'm off that talent now. I think everyone's pretty much switched over onto the gold just because, like, Blink first off is so important on the hero. And generally, you're going to get 10 before you have the blink, so it helps you get it faster.
Yeah.
And then the secondary item's amazing. If you can get a Yule's or a 4-staff on Tusk after that, or sometimes you still want your Medallion or your Solar Crest, depending if
Dire's
your allies
top
can build one or
tower
not.
is under attack.
So, definitely all about that gold.
For me, the best way to look at it when it comes to experience talents, especially at level 10, is middle lane. By the way, OT going pretty aggressive. 2 attacks get J4 to half life, but by the way, what did Rubik steal right there? He actually stole Sanity's
Dire's
Eclipse.
top tower
Okay,
is under attack.
interesting.
55 in, not
Dire's
terrible.
top tower
Yeah,
has
something.
fallen.
But it goes back to, you know, what talents do you have further that you want to try to accelerate towards?
Yeah,
is the biggest
exactly.
thing. Tusk, he might be dead here. Yeah.
But yeah, and that's the problem with Tusk, is that his later talents aren't really that good. Like, I mean, his 25 is okay with the ice shards, but like snowball speed and snowball damage are okay, but they're not incredible. And then you have to think like, okay, Tusk dies a lot. So now you see he's dead for like 45 seconds because he's level 15 at
Dire's
this point.
bottom tower is under
And that's one thing
attack.
that can kind of happen, that even when you're really poor, you end up having this ridiculous respawn timer later on. You have that 40% XP talent.
Aeon Disc is finished on Omni Knight. This is an Omni Knight that had 4 deaths early on in this game, a horrible laning phase. And since then, he has 7 assists, no deaths, and he has an 8th lens Aeon Disc. I mean, he's fine. He's recovered.
Yeah, that is impressive.
By
How
all
much he's
means.
recovered in terms of like not just dying every fight.
Yeah. And they need that because, again, with OD and Razor are one thing, with the farm that they have, but having that repel, the backup with the purification, and especially the GA in fights, is of course really key to winning these upcoming fights and the eventual game. That's the idea at least. But Terrorblade, the BKB's almost
going on
finished.
though. Top lane, RMN.
Maybe. Yes. Enough.
He's pretty tanky. He's got 1460 with drums, dude. In terms of HP, that's impressive.
Yeah.
Some raindrops on this guy, and he might not go down in some of these team fights. But question is, what are we gonna do with this Aegis there, Penta?
Yep.
That's the plan here. You already have the outer towers. You're gonna try and poke high ground. You got 2 minutes left on it.
Well, that's the thing, right? Because Terrorblade actually is so close to a BKB, and it looks like at this rate he's going to have it before another fight breaks out, unless they go quickly up here. They're TPing in. I mean, they want to catch somebody, but...
Yeah, they got a ward on the shrine, though. Oh, that ward in the lane, though.
Snowball, not long enough. Out comes the Avalanche. The shards did kind of connect, and actually Mag's still in trouble. He doesn't have a blink for himself.
Yeah, actually dies here. It is all because of the death of the Shadow Shaman placing that ward. That is so funny. I mean, it's a really good ward, right? Because the problem was they weren't able to, they were split pushing a lot. They have Tiny and Tusk, Tiny and Puck and the Terrorblade. And they're just like one in each lane kind of a deal, nuking waves over and over. So these like further in wards like this one up top is just so good. Because it perfectly spots where you want to play around, right? You're running in and out of these trees, killing waves, and then just being a total nuisance.
Speaking of vision, they had vision on Milan over here. He throws out the Sanity's Eclipse. That's not going to really do much. He steals the Snowball.
Burns the mana.
Burns the mana. There you go. Positive. But he's dead. And he's dead for almost a minute. Does Razor... Okay, I saw Razor going in Ags, and I almost thought he had it for a second, but no. He's working on BKB now. But anyways, they're pushing tier 3 mid. And yeah, Rubik's going to fly back.
not so strong now, is he? Remember me?
It's a little different at
J4 just denies him. He's upset.
Yeah. That's a Metamorphosis for him by Terrorblade, and he's actually taking some good damage from the OD. Has to kind of fall back from that as he gets Hurricane Pike push away. Again, we still has the Aegis, as mentioned. Rasta wards down. Excalibur almost goes down. The Sanity's Eclipse misses, though, because of the phase shift juke, and they're going to kill OD and pop the Aegis at least. BKB from Jitney Raw will be wearing off, however. You see the wards also stolen by Rubik in response to help with the defense. OD, he is dropping. Guardian Angel comes out at the last second, though, and now Jitney Raw, he has to be careful. I believe he already sundered as well. Yep, doesn't have it. The Shackle's at range. It's netting him the whole time, and down he goes. He's dead for a full minute. Heals coming out on Oliver. And without Terrorblade, they lose a lot of damage, of course. Big Avalanche, so Razor getting so low. The auto attack, not enough damage. The Purification keeps him alive long enough. Boogie's doing a work this fight on the Omni Knight.
Oh, and they're going in. DNZ has J4's number. He's using targets to cancel the sendback as well during these fights.
Okay. Purging that off. Couldn't save DNZ in the end, but they take out Rasta. Finally, the Rex goes down. Mission accomplished for Penta. Only buyback was Rubik, but they're going to go bottom. Yeah, why not? Terrorblade's still dead.
64 int on OD right now. That's a little terrifying.
Oh boy.
Is under attack.
I'd be scared about that. He jumps in. He wants some more.
He stole Sanity's again. That's not what you want.
It's not.
You want that Astral.
Yeah.
Painful. But you would think, like, it's been so long since he's Sanity. How hasn't he Astral anybody? What's this guy's issue?
That's a good point, actually. I can't blame Rubik there.
No. He's just not using it. He's like not letting him steal it.
That's yeah. He's just why use it if I don't have to? I want him to steal it, so we might need to use it here. Oh, okay. Well, use it on Rubik. And he's just gonna walk away. Repels up as well. So Milan kind of poking in, but
someone get me that guy. Oh, he's gonna get snakes. Oh no, get the Hex. Damn. That
wards are back up from RMN, by the way. Again, this is how long this fight's been going on. Astral Prism on himself keeps himself alive with his OD. RMN may fall here. Can they save We on the end? Of course they can for now. Nope, Boogie got stopped. We goes down the Dream Coil as well. Boogie, the Aeon Disc already popping. And I think
they have
it's
the Blink Hex too, so if anyone else was around, they'd get him.
All right, so some kills, but you look at the damage on the base, and clearly it's a one fight in the end for Penta.
Yeah, both melee barracks, so you will take that trade for sure. 27 minutes in. But this game's not over.
They can 100% keep playing this because the whole reason they even got high ground is because they got that pickoff onto the puck up top because of that ward, or the pickoff onto the Tiny rather. But that ward just kind of helping out. trying to break up this rat and split bush thing that DD were getting going.
And if no one dies again, they can certainly kind of get back in that same rhythm, even with super creeps on 2 lanes.
Dire's
Yeah.
middle tower is under attack. Dire's
The middle
structures
tier 1
are
is
fortified.
still up, and again, that's another telling sign of how this game's going in favor of Penta, but may lose it right here finally. At about 27.5 minutes. Looks like they are. OD, though, he's TPing
Dire's
in.
middle tower
They want to
is
catch. Puck just winning as well. Oh, the nice blink from Tiny. However, the shards, though, Excalibur, he's still caught. Phase shift in 1 second. Walrus Punch will deny it. He falls. They catch Rubik as well. And so they get the tower kill, but coming at a cost of at least a couple of lives, most likely. Milan, nice imprisonment. He finally stole it.
He should be okay.
Oh, Roshan, okay, yeah, he's good. Mag, not so good, though. He gets caught up, too. So he's dead for a good minute now. He actually just bought the Heaven's Halberd, which is now going to be out of commission for a minute.
Makes sense. They were trying to find something to deal with Weehaw, because he doesn't have a Lincoln's or anything. He just has this repel being cast on him. So if you could actually get
Dire's
the Halberd
bottom
on him,
tower
maybe you could
is
actually
under
win one of these
attack.
fights. Just kind of negate 13k of their net worth. But
Dire's bottom tower.
Didira running in. Metamorphosis, kind of a last stand, it almost feels like, putting in some good damage into Oliver. Arme kind of zoning him out, puts the wards down. Oliver pops his BKB, and now he's sapping some damage. Guardian Angel also going to help him out. Didira still has a Sunder as he's being ran after. He does no damage right now. All that damage is sapped away. They lose Rubik as well. And finally the Sanity's Eclipse comes out. That should do it. GG, well played. We're going to a game 3, and I can't say I'm surprised, Trent.
wow, yeah, really wanted to get. I didn't know if we were gonna get one after the first 5 minutes of this one, but Penta, excellent rotations. I mean, that's got to come down to communication in terms of like perfect shot calling. Whoever was like, because that's such a tilting moment, right? You're like losing this tower, and your Omni's losing his lane, and he has nowhere to farm, and he's level 3, and your Tusk is out leveling him, and you're like, shit, guys, we might be in trouble right now. But someone was able to rally the troops, get everyone to the perfect locations, predict exactly what Double Dimension wanted to do, and the Chen, despite having an amazing start, he couldn't really impact another lane. Like, they chose to keep forcing top, and then when they tried to make the play bottom happen and that didn't work, then like that Chen momentum just stalled so hard. And he just he didn't really get those huge plays, and the Puck, the Tiny, no real ganking throughout that mid game sort of thing. Like the Blink Dagger came out from the Tiny, and I can't really recall many just like solo pickoff things, you know. But it was a hard game. We kind of expected that for the Tiny, but even calmed up with the Puck, they couldn't find all too much. So definitely a impressive victory here from Penta, because I mean, the graph early on, it started to get up there. You know, about a 2K lead early on is no small thing, but they closed it out, man. I'm impressed.
That they did. It really is, this is another example of the game's never really over until, you know, it is over in the end. And obviously I know that was still very early on, but a lot of people understandably would have perhaps been calling that one at the very beginning. But again, a lot can happen from mistakes of the other team to, again, the other lanes were still doing very well for Penta, and they fed off of that. So, but they forced a game 3, and like I said, not really surprised in the sense these two great teams going at it. We got a game 3, the winner ultimately moving on to the grand finals here, these European qualifiers later on today. But we're going to take a short break as always. That game number 3 should be starting up here shortly. I'm Breaky CPK, joined by Trent. You're tuning into the GESC Indonesia European qualifiers, game 3, coming up next, guys.